Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. How's my sister and brother doing today? Today we have a Sheikh Abdul Rahman with us again. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. How's it going? Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. And today, inshallah, we're going to talk about hidden polytheism, Shirk al-Khafi. And Shirk al-Khafi is something hidden, and he can get into you without you knowing it. Like something that you can predict. Like it's not easy to know. It's something hidden. That's why we call it hidden polytheism, Shirk al-Khafi. So that's why we brought the Sheikh today, inshallah, and he's going to talk to us about the Shirk al-Khafi. And then we need a Sheikh today to talk to us about it and give us some examples and something that we can avoid, because subhanallah, a lot of people fall in that trap without them knowing. And it's very dangerous, very dangerous turn, because you could get out of religion without you knowing that. So, assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. How's it going today? Alhamdulillah. So today we want to ask you about this, what's the Shirk al-Khafi, hidden polytheism?
Yes, the Shirk al-Khafi, or is also called as Shirk al-Asghar, the small shirk. Because shirk is basically divided into two. The Shirk al-Akbar, which is the biggest shirk.
The obvious one.
Yeah. And the Shirk al-Asghar, the small, or the Shirk al-Khafi, small, the minor shirk, which, and it means you will not go out of Islam. It's not going to make you into kufr, but it's very dangerous and critical. Also, it's sinful for that. As for come for the Shirk al-Akbar will be out of the Islam.
That's like for associate another things Allah.
Yes. So that's the obvious one, the shirk one. But this one is also related somehow. They share some similarity. And how can we define the Shirk al-Khafi or Shirk al-Asghar? We can define it as the Riya and Sum'ah, meaning showing off your a'mal and your good deed, your righteous deed, to beside other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Instead of doing for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you're on the salat, but this salat, your intention is something else, to gain something, to gain people's attention, something worldly for this dunya, purpose of this dunya. And it's not for the sake of Allah. There is no ikhlas. So this is called the Shirk al-Khafi or Shirk al-Asghar. And which one is the riya, which you show off? The other we call it sum'ah, in order people to praise you for doing this. Oh, mashallah, he has a great voice, a great qira'ah, so that people could say that you're doing this qira'ah, and you're doing the amal. Oh, so that people could say, oh, this is a sheikh, he's alim, he's a scholar. That's why you're teaching them, and you're learning also the Islam.
Okay, so there's example here. Like you brought something very good, and I have an example for it, because there's authentic hadith about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He say there's 3 people or 4 people. I'm not too sure about the hadith. 3 people.
Yes.
This the first people, they go to hellfire. Hafiz al-Quran. Somebody's memorized Quran. Somebody's do jihad in the path of Allah, struggle in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until he get murdered for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for sake of Allah. And somebody's alim. He give lecture for people. So can you elaborate on that hadith, bro?
Yeah, this hadith is a very authentic hadith narrated by Abi Huraira. And the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentions in this hadith that the first 3 people who will enter the hellfire is, subhanallah, 3 people. The first person is a person who participated in a battlefield, in a jihad. For the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he participated in the jihad, but then his intention was so that people could call him courageous. People could call him and know, so that he could receive this title as a courageous person. So he fighted for that sake, and he died there. And then in the day of judgment, when he comes in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will say, what did you do for the ni'mah that I have bestowed upon you? Did you show gratitude and thank? He will say, yes, I fought for your sake. I did the jihad for sabilillah. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reply, فَقَدْ كَذِبْتَ, you're lying. you did the battlefield in order for people to say to you, they're courageous, yeah, very strong man. And you get that. You
Okay,
already
people,
received that.
People said what you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, people said what you want.
Mhm.
And now I don't have anything for you in here. Straight, you will be, and he will be dragged to the
La
hellfire.
hawla wa la quwwata illa billah.
So that's the first person. And the second person is someone who is being as called as a alim or as a qari. Is the same person.
Mhm.
We'll see the third person. This is the second person is someone he was maybe he was a alim. It doesn't matter if he had this title or not.
Mhm.
Because some people they want to receive this, titles.
They like to have that.
Yeah,
alim. I'm a
although
alim.
they are not.
Okay.
You will
some
see
people
them,
say
they are very ignorant people.
Yeah, but they like to call.
Yeah, uneducated people. But then,
Yeah.
so that the people could call you ya alim. You learn the religion and study Islam so that people call you alim, or you learn the Quran so that people could call you qari. And you already received that title.
Mhm.
In Akhirah, there is nothing for you.
That's what Allah will tell you.
Yeah.
You want people to call you alim, they call you alim already.
Yeah,
You're a
you
big
get it.
scholar, and your name all over the internet,
Yeah.
all over the videos, and now people they call you. That's it.
Yes.
Mm.
And you already received the reward for what you did. That's it. But you didn't do for the sake of Allah to get ajr, right? So you will not receive that. It's fair here. Allah is dealing fair with those
Allah is
people.
fair, yes.
And the third person is someone who spent charity for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He did sadaqah, he did fundraising, donations everywhere. And in the day of judgment when he comes, Allah will ask him the same question, what did you do to show favor for the ni'mah, the wealth that I've given you? What did you do? Did you give out the gratitude? He will say, yes, I have spread it. I have, give out money here and there to the poor and the needy and the orphans for the sake of you, of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will say the same, you're lying. You did all these payments and you spent all those money and wealth so that people could call you rich person, wealthy person. And you already received that. And here nothing you will get. All those ajr that sadaqah that he made is
gone,
invalid, not approved.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah. And this is very dangerous, brothers and sisters. This is very dangerous. So you have to watch yourself what you're doing. So if you're doing some charity, if you're doing something like that, doesn't mean, because sometimes you have fundraising in masjid and stuff like that, 5,000, 10,000, 3,000, this. That's not how it is. It's all about your here. It's all about your heart. In your heart, if it's in your heart, sincerely, you want to look, show enough. When people say in the masjid, for example, for fundraising, 5,000, you put your hands up. Because you want people to see you. Nobody know that, only you know it. So if you have it in your heart, you want people to see you and show off this. So probably gonna be one of these three people that Allah subhanahu in hellfire, and it's very dangerous, and it's like it's a'mal qulub. This is a kind of a'mal that you use your heart. Your heart will tell you, or you sincerely from your inside know it. Nobody will know it. So for reason, if I put my hand for $10,000 and I give charity for the masjid, if I would do it as a riyah, I'm the only one know. Nobody will know. And Allah, you and Allah just know that. So it's very dangerous. That take me to the other question, brother. How to find out about it? Like, how do I know if I have this and I don't know? How can I tell if I'm one of these people, or if I'm one of these people that have shirk khafi? How do I know that?
Is there actually, of course, you know what you're doing actually. Sometimes it's just obvious. It's that clear that even the person beside you can know that this you're doing for showing off. This is how intense sometimes it gets. So it means if someone else they felt that you're doing this for the riyah and sum'ah and all that, then you're also doing this. You're feeling actually. Sometimes some people they do intentionally. Sometimes and sometimes you might not know. You might not feel. But this reminds me of there is a dua the Messenger said, prescribed people to read and recite this dua. Is a very important dua. And inshallah ta'ala, Allah will take this away from you. This dua says, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min an ushrika bika fima a'lam wa astaghfiruka lima la a'lam. Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min an ushrika bika fima a'lam. Oh Allah, I seek refuge from you min an ushrika bika, that I could associate any partner with you فيما لا أعلم. Yeah, فيما أعلم. Yeah, something that I know. Something that I know. And this also is somehow is a shirk, as we already mentioned. And it's a minor shirk. وأستغفرك لما لا أعلم. And I seek and I ask forgiveness for something that I don't know.
That's a good dua. That's a very good dua.
And as long as you make this dua, put in the du'as. Whenever you make dua, this dua should be part. And inshallah ta'ala, Allah will save you this away from you. Make sure as much as you can, you do this, you maintain this amal for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And ask Allah ta'ala, Allah can give you, provide you with ikhlas in the amal.
Other words, watch your heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to always be aware, is this coming to you, towards you, or not? This is what you have to think about. It doesn't even, and the other way is, you shouldn't be married between, for example, you're praying salat there. If someone is there or not, it should be the same.
Oh, that's one big thing. I've watched this a lot in the masjid even.
Yes.
Some people one day, if I pray here in my home, Allahu Akbar, Allah, salam, done. 2 minutes or 1 minute.
Yes.
In the masjid, Allahu Akbar, Alif, Lam, Mim, Zalik, Quran, you recite Surah Al-Baqarah.
Yeah.
Why? Because people watching you, how you doing it. That's kind of shirk khafi, brother and sister. So if you're in the masjid, your prayers, if you find yourself, you pray in the masjid, different than home, watch yourself. Go back to your heart and ask your heart what I'm doing, why I'm doing this. Maybe you think it's normal, but that's not normal. Like Sheikh said, if you pray at the masjid, it's supposed to be the same like you pray at home. If you do it at home 2 minutes, you do it 2 minutes in the masjid. If you do it 7 minutes at the home, 7 minutes in the masjid. Not when you see people around you, you're taking your time and you long sujood, long ruku, So this is very dangerous. I've seen that a lot, people doing this. Even some people I know. So now, what the Quran says about the shirk al-khafi? Is any ayat says or hadith or anything about that?
Yeah, actually, and in the ayah, in the end of Surah Al-Kahf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو لِقَاءَ رَبِّهِ فَلْيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا. In this ayah, Ibn Kathir, Al-Hafidh Ibn Kathir alayhi rahmatullah, in this tafsir, he says that this is about the shirk al-khafi.
SubhanAllah.
Which is the riyah, yes.
That's the end of Surah Al-Kahf.
Yeah.
Al-Kahf, right? Or,
yes. Because Allah is not talking about to the mushrikeen. It says, فَمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو لِقَاءَ رَبِّهِ. Who has expectations and hope in meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment, فَلْيَعْمَلْ عَمَلًا صَالِحًا وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِعِبَادَةِ رَبِّهِ.
SubhanAllah, yeah.
You have to do a righteous deed. And amal salih means it has two conditions, the amal salih. Which the one is ikhlas, and then the second one is mutaba'a, doing for the sake of Allah only. And the second is according to how the Messenger ﷺ did. وَلَا يُشْرِكْ بِعِبَادَةِ رَبِّهِ أَحَدًا.
Don't associate.
Yes. And then this not associate it does not mean the shirk al-akbar, of course. Because it's already mentioned, مَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو لِقَاءَ رَبِّهِ. Because who's doing the biggest shirk, he's not even have any hope of meeting
Allah.
Allah.
Have to. He don't even.
This is a shirk al-khafi which can happen to the believers and Muslims.
SubhanAllah.
So it's a fitna. You not go out of Islam, but then it's a critical issue. It might lead you to the shirk al-akbar.
SubhanAllah. SubhanAllah.
So always be aware. Make sure that the nawafils and the extra prayers you pray in them at home and all those things, do not talk about it. Any deed, amal salih that you're doing, as much as you can make sure it should be between you and Allah.
Don't brag about it. Oh, yesterday I made Qiyam Layl.
Yes.
I was Qiyam Layl yesterday all night until my feet are hurt, brother. Yes. I don't know why I came. So, these kind of things, I don't live with you. So you don't have to tell me you do Qiyam Layl. Yeah. Unless if the topic come or to encourage your wife or to encourage your closer friends, you know what, brother, we have to start Qiyam Layl. I did yesterday, so let's start today together. And just to encourage him, not to show off.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful because there's a thin line between this and that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So if you do, like a Sheikh said, if you do a good deed with and Allah, you do zakah, you do a sadaqat, don't come and tell Sheikh, for example, Sheikh, you know what, yesterday I give $100 sadaqah for these poor people. They don't have food to eat, I give him money. Why do I tell the Sheikh for? What the Sheikh gonna do with it? That's information that nobody need to know.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So this is very important, and I've seen a lot of people fall into it without them knowing. Allah will forgive you, but you have to watch yourself. Yeah, now maybe you don't know. Now you know. So watch yourself, watch your step. What are you doing? So finally, Sheikh, What to do if I fall in this kind of network? Like, what's your suggestions to somebody? He can't keep things for himself. We always have to talk about things and stuff like that. What he can do, or what kind of good deed to do, like nawafil, or yeah, like just to to clear up these
Yeah.
things that this network that I fall on already. You know what I mean? Like what you can do, good thing to do to avoid these things, or what to do to avoid to wipe the scene that
Yeah,
you know.
the main important thing, as I said, is that dua that I have already mentioned. That's the
Yeah.
most important thing, because that's actually literally is a practical way that can, and it works actually. Basically, it works.
Can you say the dua one more
يا
time, Sheikh?
اللهم إني أعوذ بك من أن أشرك بك فيما أعلم وأستغفرك لما لا أعلم. You have to mention it, inshallah.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna put it inshallah in descriptions.
And the translation also, right?
Yeah, inshallah, translation. Yeah.
So that's the dua. Do it in the prayer. Also make this dua after the salawat. And as I said, maintain your amal accordingly. Make sure it should be hidden between you and Allah subhanahu. This is how the Salaf used to do. They used to hide their amals. Even I remember a story done by Zain al-Abidin. I suppose it's him. He used to give charity and he used to provide food. And he used to put in front of the houses at night. Every Muslim house. And whenever the Muslims comes out in the morning, they used to find out. And who bought it? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Every day he used to do this. Months, years. You know when that thing stopped? When he died.
Subhanallah.
People figured out. They discovered that it was given him by Zain al-Abidin.
Now nobody knows.
But when after he died, so who cares? Even if they figure out that.
That's okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So look how he maintained his amal. How he hidden it. It's a charity.
Yeah.
People, when they give charity, people usually when you give him, the person you're giving the charity, he sees it. I'm sure he can see you.
Yeah.
But imagine the person you're giving the charity does not see you, so you forget about anyone else.
Exactly.
And it's at night, especially. He used to bring them food, quiche of food. He used to a basket of food, and he used to put it in front of their house.
It's very important.
And he used to go away.
It's very important.
So if you have that habit and you have that fear, Allah knows your hurt. Allah knows that you are sincere. You should always have this fear of the shirk al-khafi. Always make the dua, Because, this is how it is. Otherwise, if you don't have this fear, you do everything, expose everything.
Yeah, you lose.
And we're going to conclude with this hadith. The Messenger of Allah says, "Man samma'a samma'a Allahu bihi, wa man ra'a ru'ya Allahu bihi." Whoever whoever shows off his good deeds.
Yeah.
Show off his righteous deeds.
See what I'm doing. I'm praying.
Arrogant, person.
Even going for Hajj. Having your phone picture in the Hajj,
good point to mention.
It's very bad.
Samma Allah bi. In the day of judgment, Allah will expose your evil intentions. Allah will show to the people that you used to do this.
Subhanallah.
Imagine, أمام
الخلائق. Look.
وَمَنْ رُؤِيَ اللَّهِ بِهِ. And whoever, praises his things about himself. Some people, they start praising themselves. Nobody asked them.
Yeah, they ask. Yeah, I finished my PhD in Harvard. I finished my college in.
And they liked to be praised also. Even if you have this, you are sick somehow.
Subhanallah.
There's a symptom of sickness. If you like people praising you, you want people to talk about you.
Yeah, you have to.
Never have this. In fact, you should be the opposite. You should get angry about this. This is how the Salaf they used to be.
Subhanallah.
And the brother reminded me of this. In the Hajj, usually this is what happens.
In Umrah,
The people, they go and they record videos, reels of themselves that they are in the
live from the Kaaba. I'm on the.
This is actually the meaning of Riya and Shirk al-Khafi.
So some people they don't even know that, but that's why you have to be careful.
And ironically, surprisingly, the Messenger ﷺ before 1,400 years ago, he made dua when he used to go to the Hajj. He used to say, Allahumma hajjatan la riya'a wa la sum'ata fi.
Subhanallah.
When is it?
At that time, there's no social media, there's no telephone, there's nothing.
And look how it's so related to it. He's saying, Allah, make this Hajj a Hajj that there is no showing off and praising at all in it.
Subhanallah. Yeah.
And people are doing the opposite.
Now the whole world knows that you're in Mecca.
Subhanallah. So may Allah make it easier for us. Allah may protect us from this.
Ameen, inshallah.
Inshallah ta'ala. Barakallah read this dua, inshallah ta'ala.
Yeah, inshallah. I'm going to put the dua in the prescription, inshallah. Barakallah feek, ya Sheikh. Jazakallah al khair. And thank you for my brother and sister for watching us today. Until next week. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum, inshallah.